right. So thank you so much for being here today. I guess it's just the two of us because Miss McDonald's mother's in the hospital. But I thank you for coming today. So also, sorry that it's just on my laptop. They haven't brought the new smartboard for my classroom. So first we'll start with the meeting agenda. So we're going to first discuss the signature assessment project. We're going to review the vision statement. We're going to discuss more in depth the different pieces of the project and the data and everything. And then we're going to have questions and answers if you have any questions. And then we're going to wrap up. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, vision statement. So in the class I'm in, we had to create a vision statement. And so this is just my vision statement of what I want my teaching career to be. So here it is. I aim to be a great leader, educator, and team player, to inspire students to love to learn and know that they are valued, smart, and important, to be a friend and respected colleague, to show the love of Christ wherever I go. That's my statement, and I'm sticking to it. So PLC project part 1. So first we start with the problem. So English language learners are struggling in their regular education classes to understand key vocabulary and answer questions that are being asked to them because of their limited English academic vocabulary knowledge. So the strategy that I came up with is to front load the key vocabulary and terms in regular education classes in part of ESL time, so that students can go into their regular education classes feeling like they're not behind on basic English, words and terms that the other kids probably know just from, growing up in an English-speaking household. So the plan is to collaborate with regular ed teachers like yourself and express the strategy above. I will then take the key vocabulary of what they are learning in each subject and provide definitions and explanations in the student's native language in the ESL classroom. And then this article that I've linked, it has a lot of information about, different ESL struggles in different subjects. So that's a really good article for this issue. All right, so PLC project part 2. So the action plan for intervention number 1 is I will begin this intervention by identifying which key vocabulary words that the students will need to know. I will collaborate with the classroom teachers, like you and the other teachers, me and Miss McDonald, to access the vocabulary words for each subject for the month. The teacher's online curriculum has a Spanish dictionary of key terms for the whole reading series, and that's actually something new this year. They have a Spanish dictionary of the key terms, so I'm really excited about that. So I will print this out and use this so that the students have the translation of the words and definitions in Spanish so that they can better understand the key terms. So students will be given daily formative assessments in the ESL room on the vocabulary words at the end of the lesson so that I can know that they are understanding and remembering and learning the words. The students will be able to be quizzed on these multiple times to learn the words since this is practice. So if they don't do well on the first quiz, they can take it again. They can practice and practice, and that's how they really learn those words. So students will score their own paper with supervision so that they can see how they did. And students will chart their own progress using a progress monitoring chart each week. And when students learn all of their words for the month, they will get a prize. Okay, so this is some example of the key vocabulary in English and Spanish to front load. So this is their curriculum, wit and wisdom. And then this is, the glossary, which I know you've seen this, but I'm telling everybody that may be watching. So we'll bring it up a little closer to the camera. So it has a Spanish-English dictionary of the keywords in their curriculum. So some of these words, I mean, probably a kid that grows up in a English-speaking household would know, but you wouldn't know if you don't. So like camouflage or celebrate, you know. So then it has it in Spanish. Alright, so this is the PLC project, part 2, data analysis. So these are, since I've been implementing this intervention, so these are ESL students' test scores and that have improved in every subject after front-loading vocabulary. So the most dramatic increase was in reading language arts. So obviously math and science, you know, have increased a little bit, but reading language arts, when you really know those vocabulary words, it's amazing how much that has helped the students. In social studies as well, because you just, I mean, vocabulary is obviously very important, as you know. Alright, so our reflection and possible next steps. So what's next? From the small amount of data I have right now, it seems as though the intervention has been effective. So some possible next steps that we could take is to continue the intervention with students, you know, to keep working on those words, keep working on what we're doing, and also implement intervention number 2. So remediated assignments with photos and graphic organizers. And so this article I've linked here is, you know, in support of the graphic organizers and different things for English language learners. Alright, so here's a brief explanation of intervention number 2. So I'm going to work with teachers to create remediated assignments in which students can still express their thoughts without having to do it solely in writing. In these assignments, I will also add visuals to help the students understand the terms and concepts. I will also help the classroom teachers create graphic organizers for students to complete instead of just relying on written assignments. So this will help English learners feel confident to be able to still achieve learning the standard without only having to use, you know, just words and written words. So we will repeat these steps until students' English proficiency scores increase. Okay, and here's some examples of some graphic organizers that we can use to help those students that, you know, may be able to complete the assignment better with something like this. And then I'll show this to the camera. So this would also work with just struggling students as well. Okay, and so this is the YouTube link. We're gonna post this to there for, you know, professors and other colleagues. And so that is it. So the goal of this project plan is to increase students' English skills while helping them to be able to complete assignments effectively in the classroom. And as success is recognized, I hope to share my action plan with colleagues like yourself, like Ms. McDonald, to promote success throughout other classrooms with English language learners. So that's it. Here's some references. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.